Everyone for coming and for the invitation. I'm really delighted to be here this morning. Buenos días, gracias por la invitación, Domingo. Como dijiste, nos conocimos en un foro sobre inmigración en la Universidad de Texas Norte de Dallas. As Domingo said, I am Orlando Perez. I am the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences at UNT Dallas. UNT Dallas is the youngest campus of the UNT system, which includes the Denton campus, the Health Science campus in Fort Worth, and our campus, which is in South Dallas in the Oak Cliff, Lancaster area. The university was founded in 2010, and really spearheaded by State Senator West, who represents that area, and its mission is really to serve those communities south of the city that have for many years been underserved educationally and economically. About 53% of our students are Latino, about another 34% are African American, 70% are first generation college student, as I am. I'm a first generation immigrant to this country, as my bio indicated on the invitation. I was born in Cuba and migrated with my family in the late 60s, lived in Puerto Rico for a number of years when I was a toddler, and then when I was about 10 years old, we moved to South Florida, where I grew up and did my undergraduate, my high school and graduate education, and then went on to the University of Pittsburgh for my master's and PhD in political science. We moved to Texas to take this job in 2019, and really I was motivated by the mission of UNT Dallas and what we do for our students. We really care about the students. We are student-centered. A lot of universities say they're student-centered, but we really do live that mission of serving our students. We're one of the most affordable institutions of higher learning in the DFW. We're one of the fastest growing, about 4,000 students. The School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which I am honored to be the dean of, is the largest academic unit at UNT Dallas. We have about 14 baccalaureate majors and 2 masters, a master's in criminal justice and a master's in public leadership, which focuses on state and local government and state and local engagement. We have degrees in psychology, criminal justice, communications and digital media, sociology, political science, English. We just got a new degree in applied Spanish, which was spearheaded by someone that many of you know, Mara Vaughn, who is the president of one of the local LULAC councils and is very active in this organization. She was the one who connected Domingo and me and invited him to that forum. So she is our program coordinator for Spanish, and she is really a terrific person, and one of my dear friends and colleagues at UNT Dallas. I said that I was attracted to UNT Dallas because of its mission. As a first-generation immigrant to this country, I understand the power of education. I understand the power that higher ed brings to our community. We have a lot of DACA students as part of our student body, and we care and mentor those students because we believe that education should be for everyone, and access is so important. I was associate dean at a small institution in South Central Pennsylvania, But, you know, the prospect of coming to DFW, a much larger, much more diverse community, was very attractive to my family and me. I want to introduce my wife, Leida Perez. Really kind of the boss of the household and the better half of the Perez family. She is from Panama. I met her when I was down there doing my dissertation research for my PhD dissertation. We have 2 grown kids, so we're sort of empty nesters now, but they still come back often too much. But we love our kids. And so, thank you. If you have any questions about UNT Dallas or the School of Liberal Arts, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm also a political scientist by training and by research. And so if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer as best I can. I do have some brochures for you, our School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. I'll leave them with Domingo, and he can distribute them as he deems necessary, or you can just pick one up for yourself. Thank you.
Are there any questions? ¿Hay preguntas? Any questions? All right. So again, UNT Dallas is right over here, right off I-20, and we have a bunch of students from Mercury High School here on the left. So good idea. Right. Our next speaker is originally born in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. She has lived in the United States, where she helped on various campaigns in California, including the Diego Cedillo campaign, state senator that I know well, and city council member in Los Angeles, the Bernie Sanders campaign. She is now la secretaria de la Comisión de Asuntos Migratorios y una integrante de las comisiones de asuntos de las fronteras del norte y del sur y la dependencia del gobierno federal. Y también trabaja como coordinadora temática de relaciones exteriores y de población y con el grupo parlamentario de Morena. Vamos a darle una buena bienvenida a la diputada federal Olga Leticia Chávez Rojas. Olga? Is she here? I thought she was here. No? Okay, let's move on. I got this somewhere. I guess she doesn't arrive. All right, Ruby Solano?
I am here.
Come on. You're up. All right, our next speaker is Ruby Solano. She is the Senior Director of Community Relations at the Perot Museum. She is very passionate about her work. She served over 15 years and experience with Big Brothers Big Sisters, the North Texas Foundation Community, Boy Scouts of America, and most recently SPCA. Ruby?
Thank you so much. I am truly honored to be here. Muchísimas gracias. Buenos días a todos. Soy orgullosamente mexicana, nacida en el sur de California, de padres inmigrantes que llegaron a ese estado en los 60, 70 y bueno, pues ellos me inculcaron mucho la pasión por el trabajo comunitario. So, switching over, right? Because that's what we do. So, I am so honored to be here. I am Senior Director of Community Programs for the Perot Museum of Nature and Science. By show of hands, how many of you have not been to the museum? Have not been to the museum? It's okay. It's okay. It's completely okay. I am going to change that today. It's okay with no shame at all. So, those of you that haven't been to the museum, by show of clap, what do you think of it? Come on, if you've been to the museum, it's got to be more amazing than that. So if you've been to the museum, show me by clap the experience. Thank you. That's more important right here. Yes, we want to make sure that everybody that has not visited feels super excited to visit, right? So that is my job. I oversee a department of over 7 teams, and they work feverishly to make sure that all of this is accessible to our community. So this Perot Museum is celebrating 10 years this year. We're celebrating 10th anniversary. How many of you remember where it was before? Shout out to where it was. Where was it? Fair Park. Exactly. For those of you that didn't know, our museum came together from Fair Park. It was a combination of the Science Museum and this Museum of Nature and everything, and they thought, you know what, it all needs to come together in one building. So the Perot family, together with the Hunt family and Lyda Hill and many other foundations, Reese Jones Foundation, came together and decided to build that beautiful building that we now have downtown. We're celebrating 10 years, and in those 10 years, we are trying to come out to the community and just showcase everything that has been available to our community. And with that, we now look into the future, into the next 10 years of what that looks like. And part of that strategic plan, looking into the next 10 years, is really diversifying our guest experience, which means that we're really trying hard to make sure that our doors are open to everyone, all walks of life, all communities. Historically, we know sometimes that museums can be a little intimidating. It can feel like, you know, well, maybe I don't belong there. Maybe I don't have the education to go to a museum. Maybe I don't have the money to go to a museum. And so we want to break those misconceptions. And because of that, we have built a whole department to change that. As part of our 10-year celebration, this is the coolest thing I'm going to say throughout my whole presentation. So if there's anything you take away from my presentation, take this, please. As part of our 10-year anniversary, we are giving away 10,000 free annual family memberships. Not just, right? Yes, we are so excited about this. It's not just a membership for an individual, it's for the whole family. And it's for families that otherwise wouldn't be able to have this experience. And so we want to extend this experience. We want to make sure that all our communities have access to everything that we offer. So I had a presentation that we're not able to use today, but as part of that presentation, it was going to show how we're also actively growing, making this accessible. So part of our team that's out there really working to bring all this to our communities is we have a wonderful community engagement team. We have 3 beautiful technology trucks. We call them our tech trucks. They go out to different communities, churches, schools, anywhere, we name it, community rec centers, and we offer free STEM programming to our communities. So our tech trucks will park in any place that you would like it to be, and we will offer free programming, STEM related, science, technology, engineering, and math, hands-on maker activities for our kiddos. We will go out to Title I schools and provide field trips and provide all of this programming for free. At the same time, we have another team member who brings out his collection. So can you imagine a community that has never had the experience to see an actual fossil, 100-million-year-old fossil that they're able now to touch, to interact with? We have a team manager who brings out collections, anywhere from fossils to meteorites to minerals and gems, to these communities so families can actually interact. We have a wonderful team program that's spearheaded by Lockheed Martin, where we partner with local Dallas high schools, and we bring these kiddos in to partner them and have a mentor from Lockheed Martin, an actual engineer from Lockheed Martin. They will mentor them throughout the year program They will have visits to universities, to technology centers, all in to be able to push STEM and STEM-related careers. We have a wonderful volunteer program where anyone from junior high to high school can start on their volunteer path, and then also a corporate volunteer program. Our wonderful volunteer program is much more than just volunteering. So we have what we call our Perot Museum Teen Crew, which is basically high school age kids that come in, and they have the experience of volunteering for 2 weeks at our camps that we host. But then they have the opportunity to continue their volunteer experience, but we also engage them in networking opportunities. We bring in professionals from the fields to give them presentations. We have hands-on activities for them. And at the end of the year, they're able now they're eligible to receive the Presidential Service Award. Anybody familiar with that award? Okay, yes, certain organizations can apply for that award. And what it is you're certified by the United States the White House, and basically with a certain number of hours that it's available for anyone, but depending on age, you have to do a certain amount of hours. So our kids, we designed a program so they complete the hours, so that at the end of the year, they receive a letter from the President of the United States with a pin, looks great on a resume, and it says a lot about them. So we have that program as well. We are looking very much to partner with ISDs to bring all of these just wonderful programs to our kids, to our families. We have another team that also is involved in bringing community programming. So another thing that we started to see was there's a lot of excitement among kids all the time, right? You show dinosaurs and fossils, and it's just really exciting. But one of the things that we've seen is the gap there is between parents and students and that understanding of STEM and where our future is heading. There's a big gap. Why? Many factors. Could be language, the socioeconomic factors, the family dynamic. So we're trying to really bridge that gap. And how we're doing that, I'll tell you a quick story. We had a wonderful event out in Plaza Garland a couple months ago, and we presented the kids a challenge to build Legos. And we said, okay, you need to build a structure that can withstand a tornado, and then you need to build this structure that can withstand a dinosaur attack. They had a blast, of course, their kids are going to enjoy that. Brought them off stage, and then brought up the moms, and we gave them the same challenge. To see the level of excitement in the moms versus the kids, the moms completely outtook the kids. We gave them a different challenge. Now we said, moms, build something that can spin. To really see that spark in the parents of really wanting to be part of their child's education, but the only limitation, or one of the limitations, was they don't understand sometimes. They don't understand what STEM is. They don't understand some of the work that their kiddos are doing. And so when we go out there with this program, we're trying to bridge that gap. That is really, I think, the heart of making sure that our kiddos are successful in school. We've got the family support, we've got the parents buy-in and understanding of what they're doing in school. It's just going to make for a great recipe, right? And we're going to have some great future leaders. So this is just a little summary of, I could go on and on and on about everything that we are providing, but I'm really very interested in connecting with all of you at your organizations. I've got free memberships to you that I can get to you. It's very easy to activate. It takes 2 minutes to activate these memberships. Please connect with me. I can get all these memberships to you for your constituents. Not only that, but even to go a step further to make sure that they feel comfortable coming to the museum, is we can have what we call our welcome wagons, where we will invite your organization, have some, we'll sponsor some refreshments, lunch, and then we bring in your organization to have a day at the Perot. Number one, they're coming in now with a group they're familiar with, and now they feel comfortable in coming to the museum, now they know what it's about. They're going to be more inclined to visit with their own family throughout the year. So we're happy to do that. We've got a wonderful traveling exhibition that's going to end Labor Day, but we're getting really excited to bring a new one that's going to be here for a whole year, which is all of the engineering behind Pixar. So that's going to be really exciting. That'll be opening up in November. And we've got a lot of wonderful things that are coming to the museum as well. So please connect with me. I've got a lot to offer, especially all of those of you who are part of schools, school districts. We've got a lot to offer. Wonderful program called our Why Nots, which is basically a Disney-esque level production of 12 episodes, bilingual episodes on science. Comes with the teacher guide and everything, absolutely free. So connect with me. I'm happy to connect with you. Thank you so much for your time and listening, and thank you so much for the invitation.
We got one question, please.
Yes.
Good morning, and thank you for coming out here to share your information with our entire group here. On the far side, I think it's probably already been introduced, but we have a leadership of our state youth and a district youth. They're going to go off and do a real big campaign type thing. But the reason I mentioned them is because we're planning a big event on Saturday, November 12th. We're partnering with the United States Naval Academy for a big STEM Awareness Day on campus at Mountain View College. How would we go about setting up a partnership, maybe bringing out your mobile, maybe expanding a little bit on that day? And also, do you have a formal arrangement, anything that our youth directors and youth leadership could potentially meet with you, and how we could maybe offer a membership to the borough as a benefit to being a member of or participant in our LULAC Youth Leadership Council at various high schools. Some of them, most of them, almost all of them are Title I, but not all.
Absolutely. So in the interest of not taking up everyone's time, I will answer yes and yes. And so we'll need to connect afterwards to get the details, but yes, absolutely. November 12th, by the way, is our big annual gala, so we'll need to talk a little bit more on that. But yes and yes.
We're that page. Ruby, I'm going to assume that, and I'm going to, I guess, express my ignorance, but I'm assuming that you also have events like Hispanic Heritage Month and maybe Cinco de Mayo and other opportunities where our children can go and attend, not only to observe their culture, but also to go see the museum. Is that correct?
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Actually, I forgot it. Very, very important. There's so much going on and there's so much happening, and I was really sad that I couldn't bring up the PowerPoint, so I would have guided us through. But a very important point that he reminded me is that last week, for the first time in history, this gives me chills. Last week, for the first time in history, we launched our Hispanic media campaign. Not only did we launch the Hispanic media campaign with radio and TV, but we launched for the first time in history our Spanish website. And it's not a translated website. It is a completely, fully operated website in Spanish, baromuseum.org/ES for the first time in history, which is really exciting because this takes me to now the experience when you go to the museum. Everything now, we are up to 85% of all of our exhibits fully translated into Spanish. Of course, to look into the future is to look at other languages as well. But hey, Spanish is a great start, right? So yes, our doors are opening up to all diverse communities. And that is the beautiful thing, that now a guest can experience. If you've got a mom with her children that may not be able to connect in English and her children can, do you see where that disconnect is going to be? The children are going to absolutely enjoy, but the mom will be totally disconnected because she can't read the information. Well, now that's no longer the case. She's going to be able to go and interact with her child because now everything's translated.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. Love your spirit. It's so contagious. Thank you for the enthusiasm. Thank you also for recognizing that there was a charter school that I was going to mention to you in your review and was, so I'm impressed by that as well. My question to you is, because I'm with Get Out the Vote and I'm with creating new councils, is there opportunity for us to go and sit in front of your museum one afternoon or one weekend or a couple weekends and register new voters to vote and also create new councils?
That is a great question, and again, in the interest of time, we need to talk on the side because just we need to have conversations. But that also brought up another idea for me. So whatever organization that you represent, I would love to invite you for a personal tour. Come see me. Let's meet at the museum. Let's give you a personal tour. Let's have some breakfast or lunch there. Let's get you excited about the museum so that you can go back to your constituents and get them excited about the museum.